Good morning and happy Friday. So if you're new here, my name's Mariana, and if you've been here before, welcome back. So I've not done one of these videos before. I thought I would try a work to live / work from home diary. For those of you that don't know, I do have a corporate 9 to 5. I work from home a couple of days a week. I am blessed enough to work for a company that does currently have a 9-day fortnight, but Friday today is one of my work from home days. So usually on a work from home day, the first thing I do when I get up is take Bella for half an hour walk, and then I come home, get ready and go to Pilates. But this morning I did something a little bit different. We went for our 6K beach walk this morning because I was up at 4:30. I potted around the house a little bit. And then I thought, well, I'd been to Pilates on Wednesday, I'm booked in for tomorrow, I'm booked in for Sunday, and I won't have a chance to take Bella on our normal walk. So we did that today. It was a beautiful morning. It did drizzle a little bit at one point, but it was lovely. Been home for a little while now, and I just thought, why not just film what I do on a work from home day? Work from home is really important to me as a homebody introvert. I find going into the office a little bit stressful and a little bit overwhelming. For me, it is anxiety inducing. I know I shouldn't say that. I work in a really good office, but it can get a little bit noisy, particularly in the mornings. I go in early in the morning, and then when everyone else rocks up at 8:30,
it's like really noisy.
They're catching up on what happened the night before, or if it's later in the week, what they're doing on the weekends, and it can be quite disruptive, even though I sit a little bit away from everyone. And in every single office, you always get someone that is a chatterbox, which I, again, find completely disruptive. Although I won't say that I am extremely passionate about my job, it's basically a means to an end, a way to pay the bills for me. It is what it is, but I just feel that particularly when I'm in the office, I am there to work and I don't need to listen to everything that's going on around me. I find it really difficult to concentrate. At home, I can have my lo-fi beats on to help me stay focused because I do get easily distracted and do lack focus. So I just find that helps me. If you have visited my channel before, you potentially would have seen my work from home setup and my desk setup. All I really keep, my desk is a little bit untidy at the moment, which again, I find really distracting. So I'm going to take care of that either later today or at the weekend. The only thing I really like to keep on my desk when I'm working from home is a notepad and my glass of water, my stein of water. And I just keep a notepad here for jotting down any thoughts and ideas that may come to mind, just so I can get them straight out of my head onto paper, and then I can go back to focusing on work. And it's not just work things that I will jot down. Sometimes it's home things, sometimes it's things that I want to do at the weekend, sometimes it's my shopping list. But I find that as soon as it enters my head, if I write it down, I can just go back to focusing on what it is that I'm meant to be doing. I do generally practice the Pomodoro method, whereby I work pretty focused for about half an hour, and then I get up and move around, grab another glass of water, grab a snack, whatever it is. But I just find that works well for me. I do the same thing in the office, and my boss has gotten quite used to that because we do sit next to each other. But she knows that when I'm at my desk, like, I'm focused and churning through the work. So I work pretty quickly. But these work from home days are so important, I have to say, for my mental health, as somebody that does struggle with anxiety. And I don't know if in another life I was agoraphobic, who knows. But it also allows me a really good work-life balance. I can get a load of washing done. I can tidy my house in my lunch break and things like that, and it really frees up my weekends to do things that I actually enjoy. So I thought we could just hang out today and see where the day takes us. I do have a couple of unboxings as well that arrived yesterday, and I haven't opened them yet, so I thought I'd share them here with you today. So that's what we'll do at lunchtime. It's nothing overly exciting, but it's exciting to me. So, okay. So now I better start work because it is just about to turn 8:30. my juice, which has been in the freezer for a little bit, and I threw in one of my little wellness pods and half a kiwi fruit because that's what I had. And now I'm just adding in some ascorbic acid, which is just an ultra potent vitamin C. Perfect. So working breakfast today, I have got, it's 2 whole eggs and 1 egg white. The other egg yolk I gave to Bella in her breakfast this morning. She gets to have egg yolk after a big walk because it will fill her up. But I don't give them, and it's good for their coat. I also throw in some of the eggshell into her breakfast and she absolutely loves it. But I don't give her eggs very often because the egg yolk is quite high in fat. But, you know, once a week there's no harm in it. But I didn't really feel like anything else with my breakfast today, so I'm just happy with my eggs. I do like them quite buttery. You would have seen the amount of butter that I put in. I'm a sucker for butter. So I am going to eat my breakfast while I check some of my emails. Time to do some contract reviews. Definitely the part of the job that I dislike the most. I always worry that I'm going to miss something and leave the company exposed to God knows what. So they do take me some time just to make sure that I have ticked all the boxes and have worded everything correctly in my responses. I am not going to lie, sometimes I get extremely frustrated with certain teams because they will just dump stuff on me because I think that they're just too lazy to do the work themselves. I don't mind doing the work, but some of the stuff is so easy, it could be knocked out by them like in 30 seconds as opposed to clogging up my emails and my workload. But sometimes I just want to pick up the phone and just say, do your job. Have to be calm and just do the right thing. Well, it's several hours later now. It's now 20 to 1 and I think I'm going to have a break and a little bit of a snack before lunch. I usually have my lunch a little bit later in the day. I've responded to all the emails that I needed to respond to. It's been a bit quiet because my boss has been away and it is quiet time of year for us coming up to Christmas, but things will definitely start to kick off in preparation for 2026. I can't believe I'm already saying that. It's like 2 months away. So I've just been using the time to prepare the folders and the files for next year. So that way when we kick off the new year, things are ready to go and we can just basically hit the ground running. While she's away, it's a good time to do a little bit of a cleanup. I have no idea what's sitting in her inbox that's going to need to be addressed when she gets back. So no doubt I'll be getting a lot of for action emails, even though she had her out of office on. People sometimes just don't bother to forward on or whatever. We've also got a secondary email, which is for our particular business unit, and that has also been addressed and is now empty. So hopefully she comes back and things aren't too much chaos for her. Also with managing her calendar, she's back on Monday, so I have tried to eliminate all requests for meetings on Monday. There are a couple of urgent ones that I needed to slot in where other business units wouldn't take no for an answer, but mostly I've pushed them out to Tuesday and onwards just to give her Monday to prepare for the upcoming week and to get on top of all her emails and so on and so forth. So hopefully she's happy with that, but I guess I won't know until Monday. But for now, I am going to go and get my snack. Diced apple, green apple of course, sprinkled with cinnamon. The one good thing about working from the office is that I don't actually have to share my apple with Bella. I get it all to myself. but she likes to have a little bit of green apple. I think she likes the crunch of it, and there are unhealthier things for her, so I'm happy to share my apple with her. It's now 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Thank goodness the week is over. My boss is back Monday. I think I've managed to get through everything I needed to get through today. It was actually pretty quiet. I did have a couple of phone calls, just querying a couple of things, but all in all, it was nothing too stressful. So that's good. So what I like to do on a Friday afternoon when I work from home, I've already put in my notes app on my computer the things that I need to do for next week to make sure I go into the week with a bit of a clear head. I've also got some notes there of things that I need to discuss with my manager on her return. But once I've finished work, I like to write out what I'm going to do at the weekend. I like to work to a to-do list because I like those small hits of dopamine. I know you've probably heard me say that a million times before, but it also helps to keep me on track with things that I need to get done. And I also did promise you an unboxing, so I'm going to finish my list now and then we'll do the unboxing. The other thing I like to do on a Friday night, and I actually schedule it into my calendar every Friday, is that I sit down and do my grocery shopping list for the week. After I've been to Pilates on a Saturday, I can just duck into Foodland and grab what I need from there. Tomorrow I also need to go to the pet butcher and a fair bit of cooking. Somebody bought me a big bag of tomatoes. So that last lot of roasted tomato sauce, if you watch my previous vlog, I divvied it all up and gave that out, and then I'll make fresh batches with the tomatoes that I was given. I've tried to eat them, but there's just too many and I don't want them to go to waste. So the easiest thing for me to do is make them into my roasted tomato sauce. And then because there is so much, there's going to be so much of it, I will divvy that up as well and give some away. So again, it doesn't go to waste. Food is too expensive to waste, especially, I mean, they're homegrown tomatoes. I definitely don't want to waste them. And they look beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's basically it for the day. Now at 5:30, I generally like to do 20 minutes or so of weights in my spare room, which is where my weights are set up. And I've got the Les Mills app, which is what I've been using for a long time. And I just find it quick and easy. I can just choose a short program. And at lunchtime, you would have seen that I did some stretches. So instead of just couch rotting at lunchtime, which is what I have actually been doing for quite a few months, I decided to incorporate some stretching in there. I find that sitting does make me feel quite stiff, and it also makes me feel quite lethargic, whereas if I do some stretches throughout the day, I just feel a lot better. So I'm thinking of also investing in a standing desk, and I was actually looking at some, and there are quite good ones around. I've currently got a corner desk, and they actually do corner standing desks. And I'm thinking maybe I should look at something like that, but they do retail at about $1,400 or $1,500. So I don't know. The standard standing desk is about $1,000. So I'm just, deliberating which one to get if I need one. The only thing that I really struggle with is standing still. So I'm either sitting or I'm moving. So I'm wondering, do I then invest in a walking pad? Will I use it? I think that I will, but I don't know. Am I going to be able to stand and walk and do my work? That's the thing. Like, it can't be disruptive to me, like I have enough trouble focusing. So that's something I really need to think about. If you've got any experience with the walking pad, please drop me a comment. Does it disrupt your productivity or does it actually increase your productivity? I'd love to know before spending my money on something like that. I do have a few things to get through this weekend. I actually sold an item of clothing on Authentified. So previously they just did for Decuba clothing. They'd send you a list of items that you may have purchased from them in the past and gave you the option to sell, but they've recently expanded into other items. Now, I've had pretty good experience with Authentified. It's really easy to use, whereas with Depop and that, I just find it a little bit difficult and I've not had much success on that. So I think I'm going to list a few things on that and see if I can sell them, items that I'm not wearing anymore. My clothing is all in really good condition, so I think I'm going to do that this weekend, along with I want to finish off my budget setup, my spending tracker setup, and things that I've been through in a previous planning video. So if you haven't seen that, please go back and watch it and let me know what you think of that as well. As we're heading into the end of the year, there's just some things that I just really want to get done and dusted and not have to worry about it moving into the new year. All right, so as promised, I've got a little bit of an unboxing for you. Nothing really exciting, but you know, unboxings are always fun. So the first thing I got was, this just got released on Tuesday in the paperback, and this isn't actually for me. I bought Sunny Boy for my dad. He's a huge reader, and when I saw this was coming out, I thought he'd really enjoy that because who's not an Al Pacino fan? So he is dropping around, or my parents are dropping around some moussaka tomorrow, homemade of course, so he can pick that up then. I actually think I might read that after he's read it. The other thing that I ordered was a matcha tea set. I have been using my electric whisk to make matcha, and I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna invest in a little matcha tea set. Now, this one actually only cost me $24. I got it from Amazon, but it comes beautifully boxed as well. It's $24. I thought it was a good beginner option, and it comes with all the little bits and pieces, so I won't need to buy any additional items. It's a lot cheaper than buying matcha out all the time, which I am extremely guilty of. And yes, I could use my electric whisk, but I wanted it. So it comes all nicely gift boxed. So that's it there. And it comes with the little microfiber towel. Look at that. It's beautiful the way they've done that. So it comes with the little wooden scoop and comes with the little strainer as well, and the little stand for holding the matcha whisk. And of course I got black. Okay, so the little bamboo whisk and the little matcha bowl, black as well, with that sort of grey going through it, and that's a porcelain centre. And I like it because it's got the little pouring spout. A lot of them don't. And it's also got the little stand here for a matcha whisk. So I thought that was really, really cute. And the thing I like about it is for $23, it's like I said, it's great for a beginner, but it makes a great Christmas gift as well. With Christmas coming up, that is such a good option for somebody in your life that loves matcha. Do you know what I mean? And it won't break the bank. And because it's so beautifully boxed, I just don't think that you can go wrong. So you could just get them something like that and just a little jar of matcha. And that's an awesome gift. So what was the gift for myself? Not Christmas, but... And to go with my matcha set, I bought a new kettle. Now, my kettle did die about 6 months ago and I never bothered to replace it. And I've just been either boiling water on the stovetop or using my coffee machine to get water out. But I find that even though I don't have my coffee machine set up on a really high heat, it still does burn tea a little bit. So I decided to get a temperature adjustable kettle. So, and it's only a small one. It's less than a litre, which is great for one person. So you don't have to heat up like a 2 litre or 1.7 litre, I think is the standard. This was $69, I think. Now, look, to be honest, like that little wooden, it's not wood, it's a wood look. I would suggest it's just plastic. I had seen other ones that look similar to this at about $270, and I just was not willing to pay that. So I thought that this was a good option for me, and because it's less than a litre as well. So it means I don't have to heat up too much water, and that's the base. And then it's just got the little temperature at the bottom. So that's it. That's my little kettle. It's quite cute. I think it'll look nice on my bench top. And it's black. It's a matte black. So that's it. So they're the little unboxings that I had for you today. I also should probably unpack my market trolley, which I bought a few months ago. So I like to go to the Wavell Farmers Market on a Sunday and do my fresh fruit and vegetable shopping there. And I did have an old market trolley, which I bought from the Central Market a couple of years ago, but it was quite heavy and it was quite cumbersome. And I'd have to put the baskets on the back seat. Oh no, sorry. I'd have to put the baskets in the boot and the actual trolley part onto the back seat. I couldn't leave it in there because it was too big, and you know, the back seat's for Bella. And then one day, being as heavy as it was, the wind kind of caught it and it hit the side of my car and dented the side of my car. And ever since then, I've hated that trolley. So I ended up selling that on Facebook Marketplace and got back nearly what I paid for it. So I was stoked on that. And then I just put that money towards a new trolley. So I will unbox that, but I think I'll do that tomorrow morning. Right now, it is time for a little bit of weight training before dinner time. So that's what I'm going to do next.